Morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's such a pleasure to see so many of you participating in the joint meeting of the Hong Kong Philatelic Society and the Hong Kong Study Circle. And well, I know all of you actually by name and many by face anyway. So, but there probably will be some new people coming in, and we can have a good meeting here. So. Well, today's meeting, the main theme of today's meeting is actually censored mail. I mean, it's a rather broad title, but obviously censored mail. I think it would be better to relate it just to Hong Kong and China mail rather than censored mail of the world, because otherwise we'll be sitting here till 12 hours later. Anyhow. Anybody got anything to show? Who wish to show first? I've actually
I've certainly got things.
Yes, I've enabled the screen, the multiple participants. So if you want to share your screen, what you can do is you put your whatever file, your PDF or PowerPoint or something, and then you press the share screen, which is that little button on the bottom of your toolbar, of the Zoom toolbar, and then you can show us. Anyway, there is also a chat function. I mean, if you wish to ask any questions during the talk, you can do so. Just type it in, and of course we can have a free discussions afterwards. Anyway, any volunteer to go first?
I don't mind.
Oh, Susan, right, good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
You look
if I can remember how to do it.
Okay.
Yes,
why don't you show us first, Susan?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, there's a share screen. Yes.
I've just 4 things to show. There's 2 from World War I.
Yes.
And 2 from World War II.
Yeah, it has that well once it's pulled Greenwich out into these difficult positions.
Yes.
Struggle with the recovery.
This one.
It's not showing, so.
Not. No. What? Why is it not coming on? Oh, yes. Why isn't it?
Shared
screen.
Shared screen I've done, yes.
You brought that up first and then click shared screen.
Which bring what up first?
PowerPoint.
I've got that up from beginning. Is that it?
Oh, I think so.
Are you not getting my picture?
No, I'm very
Duncan says you're not getting my picture. You can see me, but you can't see the PowerPoint.
Well. Yes.
But not the PowerPoint.
No. But you have to, you see, if you've got a Zoom screen,
go to share screen.
I've gone to share screen.
It'll show.
I went to shared screen.
And then you have to click on the file that you're sharing.
Yeah. Let's try again. Yeah. It's shared on that. And then that.
Yes.
Is that working?
No. No, not yet.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Well, you can. Well, we've got 3 sessions here, so you can actually practice.
We'll have to sort it out later. Sorry.
Later. Okay. Right.
Well, I've got things as well, Andrew, if you want.
Yes, please. Yes. Right. Good. Yeah. So you like to show?
Such a delicate shot, that one.
Has that come up, Andrew?
Not No, no. Let me see. I don't see anything.
You better go to someone else and we'll have a...
Yeah, okay. All right. I think I'm enabled multiple.
Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew, have you enabled sharing on your side?
That's right. Multiple participants can share simultaneously.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's usually it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've learned that. Anyway, okay. Look, well, why don't shall I actually start, because I actually prepare something.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Let me just see whether it actually works or not. Okay. What have I got? Ah, yes. Right. Can you see?
Here we go. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you can see that. Right. So it says postal censorship during the 1925-26 Hong Kong Canton strike. Actually, this censorship actually is not my subject at all. I'm afraid. But I think what actually happens is when somebody's doing it on iPhone. Yeah, when Chris Norton actually wrote an article, very interesting article in the Hong Kong Study Circle, and there's another member of the Philatelic Society, Danny Wong, also wrote a Chinese article on some of these covers, quite interesting covers, and probably reasonably rare, because it certainly hasn't been recorded by web or cloud, but it's interesting to see that there's still new things to be found. Anyway, this is actually the background of the historic background of the strike. So it says at the end of 1924, China was experiencing internal turmoil following the ousting of the pro-Western government by the pro-Japanese warlord, Zhang Zhulin, okay? So, and he wasn't very popular. So the nationalist and communist party groups were showing dissent in Guangdong, and on 30th of May, Shanghai municipal police officers opened fire on Chinese protesters in Shanghai National Settlement, killing people, and injuring others, and there was lots of riots and things like that. And the Shanghai Municipal Council declared a state of martial law on 1st of June 1925, and over the next month, Shanghai was subject to widespread civil unrest, including strikes, riots, and the unrest and rioting spread across China. That's including Hong Kong, and there were lots of. Okay, so on June the 19th, 1925, the strike action was taken by seamen on river and coastal steamers in between Canton and Hong Kong. So they were like there was a heavy traffic on the Pearl River between the Canton and Hong Kong. And then a lot of these actual private ships actually went carry goods and lots of them carry letters as well to I think a lot of them to the western part, the Sai Ying Pun part, actually it's called Western district of Hong Kong, when they offload the goods, as well as some of these consignee letters and things like that. So you see a lot of red band covers with a packet boat cancelled, and those were actually brought in by those ships. So they actually on 22nd of June, under the regulations 366, the Hong Kong Executive Council activated these emergency regulations. And then it says, it shall be lawful for the PMG, any person authorized by him to seize, open, censor, and suspend transmission of any letter received by post office or by any person for delivery in the colony or intended to be transmitted by any means from the colony to any place out of the colony. Okay, so this is, you can actually find this in the Hong Kong Gazette. Anyway, so yes. Okay, so recorded covers, known mainly on letters and postcards sent from Canton region to Hong Kong and beyond. Mostly to Hong Kong I've seen, but there are, I think Chris recorded covers, maybe at one or more covers of Yunnan and Tianxian. And then he also recorded a cover from Singapore. So what happened, the date of this marking, there were two kinds of markings. One is an open for censor mark, struck on the letters, and the other one is a BBC mark, a box BBC mark. And those dates, those were between those dates that he had recorded, only July to November. Okay, so these are the references you can find. This is the original article by Chris Norton in 2014, and this is the one by Danny Wong. Probably a little bit hard for you to get this one, Hong Kong SAR Journal, and also in Chinese. Right, so this is the only recorded cover so far for the open for censored mark. It looks like a rubber mark struck on the back of the red band cover. This is actually from Ko Tong. Ko Tong is in Canton somewhere, okay, a small, and addressed to a doctor in Chung Chao, okay, Chung Chao, and it's dated July or dated means the Chinese date is July the 6th, 1995. This would be brought in by the steamers, by the private ships between Canton and Hong Kong, and okay, this okay. This would be brought in by the private ships from Canton to Hong Kong, and then probably all delivered to the GPO to be censored. Not sure. It could be Western Branch, but you know, there's no arrival marking. It is still to be investigated where the censorship occurred. But you can see there's no sort of censorship label or anything. But I think it was just merely opened and resealed with gum. So this is the only one recorded so far. I think this came out on eBay several years ago. I vaguely remember. So this one, that we come to the pass by censor, the large PVC mark, which is it looks quite crude. I mean, it could be made of wood or rubber. And certainly, it's not a steel hand stamp because it worn out fairly quickly, as you will see. So this is actually the always struck in black, or maybe just with a tinge of violet. This again is a red band cover to Sai Ying-pun, and obviously I think it must have been brought in by private ships sailing from Canton. So this is another. You've got the junk issues paying the correct 4 cents rate. Okay, so this is another one. I think is it Harman's? Harman's has one. I know, because I think is it yours? Is this yours? Oh, you got 4.
I think I've got 4.
Oh, really? Okay. But Sam has probably got a lot too. But you see, the thing is, a lot of these are on Chinese covers, and usually, if you don't collect Chinese things, I mean, so this is one sent on the 7th of October from Canton to Sai Ying-pun again. So because of Sai Ying-pun, you see, all these could be just brought in by private ships. And then with the same PVC mark, and already you can see it's already wearing out. Okay. So the same date. This is the only postcard to Switzerland. You see, it's already actually getting worn out. And this is from Foshan, okay, Foshan, okay, okay. So this is I think some Danny Wong's, I think, illustrated in his book. It could be his, but this is actually incoming from Shanwan, from Hong Kong. Chongyun, where's Chongyun? Chongyun is in Taishan, okay. Is it? And this one this is actually in the spring sale. They call it closed sale, and nobody actually was there. But they didn't actually bother to publish the catalog, and everything's online. So lo and behold, there there are two covers in the same sale. This one is the first one with a already very worn BBC mark. Okay, the same 2 cents green junk issue. This is one to Yimpo. Okay, you can actually see it if you check up the catalog, then you can actually see it on this sale. And then this is the other one, which actually they got the date, they got the year wrong. I mean, because it was 1936, but it's actually because they got the same mark there. It should be 1925. 1926 is the Republican year. Okay. So that's to Sampa, Taishan. Okay. Sent to Hong Kong, Connaught Road West. Connaught Road West is a little bit near Sai Ying Pun. Okay, so I know the area well because I'm still working there. My office is around there. So okay, so. Okay, so these are the so
Excuse
far.
Me, Andrew.
Yes. Yes.
Somebody's got some background noise. Could we please ask everybody to mute their thing unless they're talking?
All right. Okay, we can mute everybody.
How do you mute, please?
Well, there's a little bit. There's a button called mute. Let me see. Yes, I can see it.
Over on your screen, and it should be on the lower left. It's microphone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can mute everybody. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay. Good. So I mean that's all I've got so far recorded. So and you're most welcome to actually send in any new ones that I haven't actually recorded to Nick for publication, because I mean Chris Norton is actually, obviously he studies this kind of thing. He studies all the censorship markings, and he's very interested in mark. And I've actually sent him the information of the new finds, which I think he didn't realize at the time. So there must be more. I mean, he said they were very rare, but surely there must be lots of letters coming in. But a lot of them are red band covers, and they were sent in, and the condition wasn't very bad. It probably got stacked away or thrown away or whatever. So anyhow, so if you got anything, send the scan and maybe the date to Nick for publication in future. Okay, so that's my lot. So anybody want to say anything? Okay, right, I'll stop my share. Okay, good. So don't ask me any questions because I'm not an expert. You can try, but I'm worried Sam probably knows a lot more than me. Right? No? Well, surely you...
Ian, sorry, Andrew, I do have a question. How long did that censorship last?
It says
we know?
From July to November. That's according to Chris.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only a few months. I think because everything sort of kind of died down, and so the post office did, but it could be extended. I don't know. I mean, it's just basically it's a censor of the censorship marking. What actually Chris Norton did was to make a censor, of the marking. So I mean, it could be much longer or much shorter, but that's. You've seen the earliest one in July, and then of course the latest one being in November. It could extend well into December or even the year, but nobody knows. So I mean, it's just waiting really, because there's so few covers being found. So you just have to wait and see. And well, let's contribute if you find anything. Right. Okay.
It's a fascinating thing. When you said censorship, I had no thought of outside of World War I and World War II censorship. So this is very interesting. I've learned something new.
That's right. I found it. Yes. All right. So good.
Chris Norton sends his apologies. He sent some stuff to me yesterday,
Yes.
but and asked if something came up that I could answer it. But
I think he knew.
I know a fraction of what he does.
I think he knew, Richard. I think he knew I was going to talk about this one because I spoke to him whether he wanted to rewrite this article or something, but he said no.
I was copied all of those. Yeah.
Right. Good. Okay, so Sam, you want to show?
Okay, I'm up.
Yeah, you're up.
See if I could share. Okay, so it's just a few things I want to call people's attention to, and if we could get more information on it, and yeah, you know. So could you see the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, first thing is that I think I've shown Duncan and I've shown Richard. It's this huge figure size wax seal, and I think Duncan has one, and I saw another one. So my record so far is 3. So maybe John Tang have the 3rd one, and so he's not here. But yeah. So I think I'm not going to put words in Duncan. I think what Duncan said is that I think this was, well, you know, it was pretty early, January 41. So they haven't got their act together, and they used this one because the next one is the smaller size one. And my record so far is that there's 7 of them, even though the condition of none of those are very nice. But you could see this one have the large, you know, TR as well. So, and this is a registered letter, so to New York. So somebody, you know, one of the censors deliberately opened it, and for some reason, I mean, it has a tape already, and they put, you know, so much, you know, if that's a special indication of special handling, I don't know. Another one I have also, but this one also has the LR, and this one, you know, is again to the U.S. So I don't know if this is addressed to a lieutenant, but it looks like it's from Lingnan University in Canton. That this particular person was, but he was in Hong Kong. So if we could get more of those records out and get the count, that would be great. That's where I'm coming from. Now, I got this KISS print or double print. So there should be a lot of them around, but I don't know why I haven't been able to track any of them. So, you know, if somebody could go, yeah, well,
not seen before.
I don't know. Yeah, for coming from you.
Yeah, the label is very common, but I think the double
exactly
I haven't seen before.
Yeah, so that's why I want to call people's attention. I'm sure somebody has it, you know, maybe it's in varying degree. Maybe when they're printing the strip, I don't know how those were printed, that, you know, those were, you know, because you know, that's the back which I reproduced, the front and back. So again, call for attention, please check. Now this one is what they call in the US an intimidation censorship. So intimidation censorship. Now the first one is in 1954. So from what I could find is that our good US friends doesn't like what the communist China is doing. So they deliberately, anything, you know, that's coming through to the US, they deliberately try to use this censorship mark on to warn the receiver, kind of. So, and it should be plentiful, but I mean, you know, I haven't been able to find more except much later, which I'm going to show you. So this is 54, and this is on a newspaper, a newspaper sent to yet another newspaper. And the last item is a 1966 item. So, in a stretch of 12 years, there's 2 different markings. And this one have evolved, and they even have a number on it. I mean, items like this, maybe, Lee or Harman or Philippe, they will be able to find, material in the U.S. because it's all, applied in the U.S. So, okay. So thank you. Attention to this, if we could have more of those servers, so we could find out. Thank you.
Good. So, right.
Sam, I think just a quick one. I think it would be sensible that the seals were applied where something was opened and something he did something a bit more than a tape.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, but I'm scratching my head because it's a newspaper, so they applied it. So maybe Vince, if you hang around the U.S. more enough, then you could find Ian. Those are all addressed to the U.S. So thank you.
Right. Okay. Good. Right. Now, who have we got next? Now, you've got about 7 minutes before we take a break. Susan.
Mine is real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting. That's why. Susan, have you fixed it? Huh?
You're muted still.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I've only done what I did with another society, and it came on, so I don't really know how to change it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll try again, Andrew, if you like.
Try. I mean, you can try.
Sure.
Andrew, I have questions.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You hear me?
Yep. Very well.
Okay. Yeah. First one. Well, you talk about the First World War censor. Just out of my curiosity, because I have no knowledge on that subject. I've seen a mark with a circle and then a double cross inside. In fact, what does it mean?
Yes, I did. That's definitely the First World War. Actually, what I talked about was a very special one with the Canton Hong Kong strike. But the one it has been written about I think by Mick many years ago in the study circle, with a circle and a look like a hash, Okay, I think that is a World War One. I think is a pass by censor marking, and I think there are quite a few of them around. And basically, I think it was first noticed when a correspondence from Hong Kong to I think from Shanghai to Hong Kong was discovered, and there were several covers between Shanghai and Hong Kong from the same correspondence using a printed envelope. Well, we could actually go into that, but anyway, I actually didn't. Yeah, I have a few examples, but I didn't quite come prepared today, so I couldn't show you anything. But I'm sure many of you would have known is a interesting marking with the purple. Is it like a purple circle with a hash?
Yeah, and it means pass by censor.
Yeah. Because yes, I think so. Because the letters were opened. So a lot of them were opened, and with a World War One censorship shield, the blue one. Yeah. So whether it was passed or we were passed or whatever, it was open. Some of them were open. Anyway. yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting things that actually nobody actually so looked at it further.
Andrew,
Okay.
Richard here.
Yeah.
Mine will be very quick if my technology works.
Yeah.
Shall I go ahead?
Sure.
Jesus. Can you see this? Can you see this one?
Not yet. Yeah.
There we go. We can see it now.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't had much of a chance to look at this as I only got it yesterday. But the REF sensors are quite difficult to come by. And the Type 4, which is with REF sensor 36, which is a Kitec, until these, there were, I only know of 9 covers. And this is one, $3.50 Pan Am to Canada. And this was March 41, end of March. It's a Canadian tape, sensor tape. And then here's another one from the same person to the same girlfriend, I think, which was sent by sea in April. And on the left, you can see the REF same sensor marking underneath the Canadian sensor tape. So these came from Flight Lieutenant Taylor. By the time the Japanese invaded, he'd already gone left and was in Singapore, I think. So there you are.
Good.
Oh, I have to get out of here.
Yes. Right. Good. Thanks. Well, you, Richard, you collected a lot of these so censored marks, haven't you? And you made a good
I have a few, yeah.
And
I have a few.
You've been talking to Chris, right?
Yeah.
Right. Good. Okay. Maybe we
I have a library of them.
Yes. Maybe we can come back in about 5 minutes time to start a new session.
Hi, Richard. Yes.
Yes. When
Hey.
Hi.
Come and get a cup of tea.
Hi.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew.
Yes.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
May I ask a question for Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard, do you consider your cover a sort of military mail?
Yeah, it's military. It's from Royal Air Force.
Okay.
Royal Air Force
So it's
in Hong Kong, World War II.
So it is an official military mail?
Yes. No. It was sent through the civilian mail, but it was handled by REF Censor at Kitec before it went to the Kowloon Post Office and then off to the Hong Kong Post Office and out.
Okay, so it's not a military, not a real military mail. Okay, thank you.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So we can come back in about 5 minutes while I get my cup of tea, and we'll talk again. Okay. See you, folks.